अगली बार तुम्हारा कोई दोस्त, कोई रिश्तेदार, कोई फैमिली मेंबर, कोई कजन कहता है कि मेरे को एक एमएमए फाइटर बनना है, उसको बस ये फाइट दिखा देना। जॉन सिल्वा वर्सेस डिएगो लोपेज, यूएफसी नोचे का हाइप्ड अप मेन इवेंट फाइनली टुक प्लेस yesterday and oh my god, when you put two crazy people together, this is the kind of fights you get. Fights that don't make it past the second, third round. पहले तो I want to say massive respect to both of these people. Watching that fight minute by minute मैं और शॉक होते जा रहा था. I was like, can it get any better than this? And it just kept going on. I wish कि ये fight बस थोड़े और rounds चले जाती because I know that we had a war on our hands. लेकिन Diego Lopez catches John Silva with the nasty spinning elbow. And that was a round John Silva was winning. He was dominating that round. भाई putting Diego on the back foot, especially वो जो पहले round के बाद जो comeback किया John Silva ने, it was absolutely amazing. Hitting him with all kind of strikes. भाई I'm talking John Jones type spinning back elbows, hitting him with kicks everywhere. John Silva ने Diego Lopez को एक front kick से भी tag किया था, which you could see Diego Lopez का head literally go up like this. That's how crazy it was. And by the end of the fight, आप देखते हो John Silva absolutely covered in blood. Absolutely crazy, bhai. What a fight, dude. This is what fight nights need to be. These are what the main events need to be like. This is how Imamov Borralho should have gone. Two crazy strikers who will just leave it all out there. Lekin the very hyped up fighting nerds have all finally been defeated. Up until March, सारे जो fighting nerds थे, they had an undefeated record of a combined 18-0. 18 wins, 0 losses. And इस साल every single one of them have lost. कल रात John Silva lost. पिछले हफ्ते Mauricio Rufy lost to Benoit Saint-Denis. उस same card में Caio Borralho also lost to Imamov. और उससे पहले Carlos Prates lost to Ian Gary. And पता है मेरी प्रॉब्लम क्या है इस फाइट से, कि ये लोग अपने आप को फाइटिंग नर्ड्स बुलाते हैं, राइट? यू गाइस स्टडी फाइटिंग. आई थिंक एक ट्वीट या कुछ रिपोर्ट आई थी वेयर दे हैव लाइक अ डेटा साइंटिस्ट एंड दिस गाय देव एम्प्लॉयड स्पेसिफिकली जस्ट टू स्टडी देयर ओपोनेंट्स and track their movements and completely create a game plan for each of their fights. जब से मैंने उसके बारे में सुना है, तब से every fighting nerd has just been on a downhill trend. I feel bad क्योंकि like these guys are actually good, they're very talented, but जो fighting nerds ये अपने आप को बुलाते हैं, when they actually started fighting some high level elite opponents, जैसे Diego Lopez, Ian Gary, Imamov, इनकी जो पूरी nerd quality थी वो बिल्कुल vanish हो गई है. They are fighting dumber than I've ever seen them. Caio Borralho took 3 rounds to actually get going and start throwing against Imamov. इस फाइट में जॉन सिल्वा lost the first round very dominantly, right? इतने मतलब elbows उसको पड़े, इतने strikes पड़े. You would think to yourself कि चल, I suffered that, let me recover for the next 2 or 3 rounds and then I can come back a bit stronger. And ये जो second round था, he was already winning it. क्यों मतलब इतना वो था to finish the fight? You know, it's a 5-round fight. I think जॉन सिल्वा भूल गया. This was his first 5-round fight ever. And I think just with the emotions, with the crowd, you know, he got carried away. And rushing into that elbow, which Diego Lopez timed perfectly, man. Carlos Prates against Ian Gary. Ian Gary stepped in on short notice to fight one of the most dangerous prospects welterweight division में. And Carlos Prates lost that fight. Carlos Prates had an opportunity to finish that fight with the ground and pound. Ian Gary like तेरे पैरों में है, तेरे पास पूरा मतलब कंट्रोल है, उसके पास कुछ डिफेंस नहीं थी, एंड यू डिडंट फिनिश द फाइट. Mauricio Rufy is fighting Benoit Saint-Denis, जो सबको लगा Mauricio Rufy जीतेगा. And what does he do? He doesn't do an ounce of wrestling training or whatever, and he gets submitted by the most basic RNC. To call yourself fighting nerds after performances like that against elite opponents is just embarrassing. मैं तुम्हारी फाइटिंग स्टाइल को डिस नहीं कर रहा. आई लव वॉचिंग देम फाइट, दे आर वेरी एक्साइटिंग, बट टू कॉल योरसेल्फ नर्ड्स, टू हैव अ डेटा साइंटिस्ट, टू हैव दिस होल ब्रांडिंग की मतलब ग्लासेस की, वी स्टडी ऑल आवर ओपोनेंट्स, एंड देन टू फाइट लाइक दैट दिस ईयर इज जस्ट, इट्स सच अ कॉन्ट्रास्ट, यू नो, इट डजंट मेक सेंस. आई एम गटेड कि सिल्वा लॉस्ट. आई थॉट कि ही इज सो मच मोर फ्लूइड, ही इज सो मच मोर lose, and second round mein he did look exactly like the Silva we saw against Bryce Mitchell. In and out, not letting Lopez tag him. He was gaining confidence. But then he just got too carried away with the adrenaline, with the emotions, with the crowd, and ultimately Lopez timed him with a beautiful spinning elbow. I don't know इनके लिए क्या next है. They're definitely gonna fight down the ranks now क्योंकि they've all been given chances, right? Carlos Prates को Ian Gary के against एक massive fight मिली. John Silva, number 10 ranked, got an opportunity to fight the number 2 ranked featherweight. Caio Borralho versus Imamo was a title contender, number 1 contender fight. I don't know what's next for these guys. I want to see them be a bit more calculated, and the fact कि तुम अपने आप को fighting nerds बुलाते हो, then live up to that. Live up to that. Don't just come in like with a dumb game plan and swing and try to finish the fight at any cost. This was a 5-round fight यार. I don't know इनका game plan क्या है इस साल. उनको I guess थोड़ी सी hype मिल गई. I think they're being carried away, they're being rushed away by the emotions. And because ये इतने crowd favorites है, because इन पे इतना pressure है कि इनको performance देनी है, इनको finish देना है, I think they get carried away. I would love to see these guys come back. I think they're a great group and they're great for the UFC. They brought some hype, they brought some energy into the UFC जो हमने बहुत time से नहीं देखा. Let me know what you guys think. What's next for the fighting nerds? Are they ever gonna beat an elite opponent? Do you think they can come back? Let me know in the comments.